Hello, viewers. I'm very happy to meet with you again on my channel. Time to change me in 10 minutes. Today, our lesson topic is spontaneous thinking, which brings problems to life. Everyone, when you face a challenging situation, the reactive thought you have in that moment is called the first level of thought. But the deeper you think, the further your thoughts develop into the second and third level of thought. I can say that most of the problems that happen in our lives are caused from not having deep thinking. Let me share this story with you. A long time ago in China, there was a king named King Jan. He won a war and held a great feast in the palace garden in order to praise the efforts of his generals and servants. As it grew late into the night, they lit the royal candles. The king sat in the middle with his queen next to him. Everyone had been drinking, and as the excitement of the party grew, there was a sudden gust of wind that blew out all the candles in the garden. It became very dark, but people were talking as if things were becoming even more fun. At that moment, the queen screamed, "Ah, Your Majesty, someone kissed me on my lips." However, I grabbed the strap of his hat and tore it off. My king quickly turned on the light and captured that rascal. It became very quiet all of a sudden, and the king was enraged. He said, "No matter how drunk that person may be, how dare him kiss the queen in my presence? I had better capture him and behead him immediately," he purposed. But then another thought came to him. "I'm holding this feast for my generals and loyal servants. If I behead a general today and shed his blood, then what is the point of having this feast?" he thought. "I too make mistakes when I get drunk, I guess. It was because the queen is very beautiful and that person must be pretty drunk, and that is why this happened." The king then decided his heart. He gave out his command with a loud voice, "Do not turn on the light." Everybody became deadly silent. "Everyone, listen up. Take your hands and tear off the straps from your hats. Whoever has a single strap remaining on their hat, when the light turns back on, will not go unpunished. Hurry and do as commanded." Everyone hesitated for a moment. Then they all removed the straps from their hats and tossed it to the ground. "Is everyone done? Check one more time." All responded, "Yes, they are all done, Your Highness." "Now turn on the light and let the party continue." The party ended in joy as if nothing had happened. 3 years later, there was a war against this dynasty. There were no generals to go out to the battlefield to face the enemy because the enemy's strength was so vicious that there was no one to stop them. However, one general stood out on the battlefield, risking his life, and fought with all his might. You know, a person who fights with a heart ready to die cannot be overcome. Because he was attacking with all his life, the soldiers from the enemy dynasty all ran away. Eventually, he brought home the victory. King John was so happy. He called that general to give him a great reward. The king asked him, "Who are you, and why have you risked your life for this fight?" The general spoke, "Your Highness, you may behead me now." The king was shocked and asked, "What do you mean? Is it befitting to behead a general who saved everyone?" The general spoke out. 3 years ago, the queen looked so beautiful in the eyes of your drunken servant, and without knowing it, I kissed her. When the queen screamed, I thought I was going to die, but your majesty, you spared my life. From then on, I have vowed that this body was no longer mine, but yours. I have repaid your grace, my king, so now I am worthy of death. The grace of you saving my life is so great. Now you may behead me." The king picked up the general, who was in tears, and said, "General, thank you. Now, with that heart, may you continue to protect this nation." Loving folks, this story, which is the origin of the Chinese proverb, "The party where the heart strap was removed," illustrates the great difference between the results from the first level of thought and the results of the second level of thought. Just a little while before, this king was caught up in the first level of thought, wanting that servant who did that should be captured and executed. But when he thought about it again, he felt he should not be punished. If King John had finished everything at the first level of thought, that servant would have died, and as a result, the nation and its future would have fallen into great difficulty. When King John thought deeply about the situation again, he was able to gain much more desirable results. As we continue to think more about things, we come to the conclusion, "Oh, I thought wrong," or "I too have mistakes." And you come to realize if you continue to follow your first spontaneous thought, you will fall into great trouble. When you move to a second level of thinking, then you can change into people who can be free from bad situations. Life advances because people contemplate. The more we contemplate about the happenings in our lives, the better the decisions we can have. I hope this week and in your life, you live each day contemplating deeply on issues before you react, and the world around you will be a beautiful and a peaceful place for us all. Let's meet again another time on Time to Change Me. Bye.